Hello, my dear students. So, today we will be discussing the topic Wheatstone bridge from the subject electrical measurements. And this Wheatstone bridge method is being used to calculate the unknown resistance present in the arm of the bridge circuit. And usually here it is used for the DC source circuit. So let's see what is the arrangement. Okay, so this is the arrangement or the bridge circuit where P and Q are the known resistance and S is the variable resistance, so you can say it's a rheostat. Okay, rheostat is a device where you can vary the resistance value. Okay, now next the unknown resistance is R. This is the resistance which you have to calculate by using the Wheatstone bridge method. So as you have studied in AC bridges, there also you are finding out the balanced condition. Okay, so similarly here also you are aiming to find out the balance condition, and here G represents the galvanometer. G represents the galvanometer where it will the presence of this is required because when the bridge gets balanced, then the galvanometer will show zero deflection. Okay, it means there should not no current should flow through this circuit. Okay, so when we switch on this S1 and S and start varying this S or the variable resistor, our main aim is that we need to have to vary the currents. Okay, definitely if I am changing the resistance value, it means the current I2 is getting varied. Similarly, along with that I2 is getting varied, so there will be a condition where the galvanometer will show null deflection, and the null deflection is indicating that VBC is equal to VDC. Okay, since this side we have the unknown or you can say variable resistor, so the I2 current is varied in such a way that the potential of D and B becomes equal. When this potential difference is zero, it means no current will flow. You know that whenever there is no potential difference means there is no flow of electrons. So your target is to make this potential zero. Okay, so potential difference can only be zero when that VCD is equal to VBC. You must be thinking, why not VAD is equal to VAB? It is possible if you use the variable resistor here, because you are varying one side of the arm. Okay, so this I2 into R should be equal to I1 into P if this is the variable resistance, and if this side is the variable resistance, then my target will be I2 into S should be equal to I1 into Q. So VBC means I1 into Q is equal to VCD, that is I2 into S. Okay, now what you need to find out? I1. So tell me how I can write I1 into Q can be written as, this is the potential, it is named as E3. Similarly I2 into S is named as E4. Okay, now potential I have discussed that the voltage method? Do you remember that voltage division method? Okay, in voltage division method, what you are trying to do, when you have this resistance, this type of arrangement, then what if you have the total voltage, if you know the total voltage, then the potential difference across this is given by V1 is equal to V into, if this one is R, this one is R2, this one is R3 and this one is R4, then V1 is equal to V into R1 by R1 plus R2, isn't it? So E3 similarly can be written as, tell me, that E is equal to, so by using that voltage division method, we could write out E3 is equal to E into Q by P plus Q and E into S divided by R plus S. Then we come back to the solving part, that is E was cancelled out. Now we got Q divided by P plus Q is equal to S divided by R plus S, and then we cross multiplied, and finally we got the result of balanced condition, that is the ratio of the known resistances is equal to the ratio of unknown resistance divided by the variable resistance. So this is the main concept of Wheatstone bridge, that by this way we can find out the value of unknown resistance. Okay, R is equal to S into P by Q. Fine, thank you.